Greetings everyone. It's Mr. Shajoy here, and welcome to Back to Basics. What we are doing now, we are looking at our analytical geometry, right? And we are just trying to understand it using different past papers, right? So now, from here, we are having our question paper from the KZN province. This is from the KZN province, which I think it's the Phoenix cluster, if I'm not mistaken, and the paper is from 2022 November, right? So basically that is going to be that, right? Hopefully you can see that one. Now, so the first question was, in the diagram below, A is -4 and -3, and B is -2 and 5 are 2 points in the Cartesian plane. Now, the first question, or the first thing that they require us to do here, it is to find out what is going to be the length of your A and B. So in order for us to find the length, we are going to start here. For your length A and B, right? Let's just fix that. Now for your length of A and B, remember A and B, for length you use the distance formula, which is going to be x2 subtract x1 squared plus y2 subtract y1 all squared, isn't it so? And then now what is it that you're going to have here? So you are going to then come again, look for the square root and say, can you see that the x2, this is same as -2 subtract, this is -4 all squared, right? And then this is going to be plus, this is 5 subtract 3, 5 subtract -3 rather, all squared. And then now what is it that you're going to get? The answer that you're going to get, it's same as 2 root 17. Right, when you plug this in your calculator, you're going to get your what? Your 2 root 17 as an answer, right? Now let's look at the second question. The second question requires us to calculate the gradient of AB. In order for us to calculate the gradient of AB, you are going to start obviously by giving us the gradient formula, which is y2 subtract y1 over, or rather divide by x2 subtract x1, and this is going to be same as what is going to be the y2, and this is same as 5 subtract, this is same as 5 subtract -3, divide by the other one is going to be what? This is 5 subtract -3, and then this is going to be same as -2 subtract what? Subtract -4. And what you are going to have here, this is same as 8, then this is same as 8, divided by what? This is same as 8 over what? 8 over 8, or rather 8 over, this is same as +2, so this is going to be same as your 2 actually, right? Because this and this gives you +4. 4 subtract 2 is same as your 2, which means this is same as what? 4 as an answer, right? So your answer, you're going to get 4 as your gradient. Okay. Now, I want us to look at this. Now, they want us to find out what is going to be the what? The coordinates of M, the midpoint of AB, the coordinates of M, the midpoint of AB, the coordinates of M. So when you're looking for the midpoint, you're going to say the midpoint of AB, it is going to be given by what? Remember midpoint formula, it states that y1 plus, or rather, let's start with x1 plus x2, divide by, or rather divide by 2, and then the other one is going to be y1 plus y2 over your 2. Remember, now we are looking for the what? We are looking for the midpoint of what? The midpoint of AB. And then now what is going to be your A? Your A, it's same as -2 plus negative what? Plus -4 divided by 2. The other one is same as what? Same as 5 plus this is going to be same as -3. Can you see that? Divide by 2. And then the answer that you're going to get here, this is same as what? Here you're going to get -6. And -6 divided by 3 is going to give you -3 divided by 2. Yes. -3. Then this is 5 subtract 3, which is 2. 2 divided by 2 is going to give you 1. So which means the midpoint that is going to be somewhere here, it is going to be given by -3 and also 1. Can you see that, right? So basically that is going to be the midpoint M that is going to be found in between your A and also your B. Now, let's try and move swiftly along and see in terms of What else can we have in this particular, question? Let's just make up our space here very much quickly, right? And let's scroll upward. Yes. Now, the last question is, they say, now, they want us to obviously find out what is going to what the value of P if line OC is parallel. So they are telling us that this line here, it is parallel to this particular line, right? So now they say where O is the origin, and C is the what? Is in the point where 2 is to 0, right? So now basically they want us to find out what is going to be the coordinates of your P. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do. For an example, you're going to start by saying, look, the gradient of AB, it is going to be the same as your gradient of what? Of OC, because now, because what? Because AB is parallel to what? To OC. Remember that one we are given. And now, after you've stated that, and then you are going to find out what is going to be the equation of what? Of OC, right? Because if you can find out the equation of OC, then you can find out what is going to be this particular point when you are substituting into that equation, right? So you're going to say the equation of OC is going to be obviously y is equals to mx plus c. And then the gradient of OC, remember this is same as 4, which means this is y is equals to 4x plus c. And then you're going to substitute the point here. Then the point here, remember here it's same as 0 is to 0. So which means you can say substitute 0 is to 0, right? And then what is going to be your y? Your y is actually going to be same as what? 0 is equals to 4 into 0 plus what? Plus c, which means the value of your c is 0, right? And then it makes sense because this particular graph cuts at the origin, right? Where your y-intercept is 0 and your x-intercept is 0, right? And now that we have that, which means basically your graph is given by what? Y, or rather yes, the equation of the line y is equals to 4x altogether. And now, what is it that you're going to do? Now we want to substitute now. I want to substitute point C, which is 2 and what? 2 and P. So where there is Y, you write P. Where there is X, you write what? This is 4 into what? Into 2. Then the value of your P is going to be given by 8. Can you see that, right? So basically, this is how you are required to do this particular question. It is, very much straightforward, and you can be in a position that you understand all these particular questions very, swiftly and efficiently. Thank you very much for listening.